would not believe how dark and gloomy it is right now. I'm literally sat like dead in front of my window to get a decent lighting. Hi, hello, welcome to like a half weird vlog, half sit down chat video, a chatty vlog, if you will. I bet you can guess by the title what this is about. If you're new, welcome in, my name's Charlotte. I do quite a lot of vlogs now. I haven't really sat down and thought about the speaking portion of this video, but I'm sure that if you're watching it, you can guess is that I didn't continue with my 75 soft challenge. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, about a month ago, let me go look at the date. About a month and a half ago, I started the 75 soft challenge. I'll put a link to my videos about it in the description box because I feel like if you've already watched those videos, this might be a bit repetitive, but we're gonna go through a little bit about what it is, why it didn't work out for me, and surprise, surprise, I'm restarting it today. If you're not familiar with it, very briefly, the 75 soft challenge is a 75-day challenge. It's an iteration of the 75 hard challenge, which is very, very hard. I'll put some graphics on the screen now for you. You essentially do this challenge for 75 days. You can be pretty flexible with the rules. Like I said, it's soft, not hard. So I was willing to be a little bit more flexible, a bit kinder to myself, and that kindness extended to not doing it. I think I made it to about 3 weeks to a month of pretty inconsistently doing the challenge, if I'm completely honest. I'm actually really determined to pick it back up today. I'd love to talk really briefly about why it didn't work out for me. Not in terms of like excuses. I was really looking forward to filming it all, and I genuinely did go at it with really good intentions, and this sounds like I'm being really hard on myself, but it just didn't work out for a multitude of factors. TMI, but about a month ago, I had a really, really bad period, and like my cycles are pretty bad anyway. So I think I have PMDD in that I feel, and have done for quite a while now, I feel very like mentally unwell around my cycle. The problem is I have very irregular cycles, so there's no kind of like preempting of that period for me with dates, etc, etc. I'm going to preface that by saying no matter how well-intentioned, I'm not asking for advice. So while it's very, very well-intentioned and people just trying to be helpful, I really do not want advice on that particular issue. Sorry, I know that sounds really rude, but like I'm dealing with that. We're in the process. But yeah, so last time that happened, which was during the duration of my challenge, I was like really not well, like in my head, down bad. And I think I found it pretty hard to self-motivate, to have the discipline, to get up and exercise. I had a barrage of physical symptoms, just like lethargy, that kind of stuff. And the thing is, I'm pretty good at usually like working through those, but I think around my cycle, it spirals. So usually if we're saying like, here's rock bottom, and I'm feeling pretty down, just like on a day-to-day, I can usually stay up around here, but I like really overthought myself into this spiraling evil train of thought. Not evil, that's the wrong word, but like evil towards myself train of thought. I was really not feeling good about myself. This like negative train of emotional thought, I like couldn't get myself out of it. I feel like when you're feeling mentally unwell, it defies logic and reason, doesn't it? And I'm very based in logic and reason, so it was really difficult for me as well to deal with the fact that I couldn't just like talk myself out of this. I'm usually so good at like picking myself up and like hitting that wall where I'm like, right, nothing changes if nothing changes, like I'm responsible for this. But that just really didn't work, and it was a really long period of time where I was just like feeling really rubbish, and the more I like neglected the challenge, the worse I felt about myself. It's so cyclical, isn't it? You just feel terrible, you feel worse, you feel worse, you feel worse. And then all of a sudden, me feeling bad became this really big block of like self-limiting beliefs and this really big rut. I think I had a lot of self-limiting beliefs to work through, which it just clicked one day. I was just like, okay, I can't live like this. I know that all sounds really heavy and deep, but like it was just going on behind the scenes, which I will say was like a huge contributing factor as to why the challenge wasn't working. And instead of sitting with myself and being like, hey, why don't you just, you know, sack off this challenge to get rid of some of the pressure on yourself, I was just like, I've got to do it. And I just felt worse and worse about not doing it. Anyway, that all sounds like excuses. It's not excuses. It all sounds really deep. It wasn't that deep. And also, like logistically, I just found it a lot harder than I thought I would to slot fitness in to like my new life. I say new life for added context. I've recently moved, I've got a new job. I don't live as centrally as I used to. I used to live like within 5 minutes walking distance of my yoga studio. You know, like this kind of logistical stuff. I just found it harder, and I found it harder to self-motivate to go out in the wind and the rain to work out. So that was a lot of reasons it didn't work out, and I thought I actually genuinely want to restart it, because I got to this point where I was like, right, I either need to do the best with what I've got, or I need to kind of actually attempt to work through some of this negative self-talk that was going on in my head. So obviously I picked the working through it. What's ironic is that if I'd have carried on with the challenge, it wouldn't have taken me into the new year, and I would be like 2 weeks from having done it. But if we start the challenge from today, it takes me to Saturday the 4th of January, which is 2 days before my birthday. So I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna start now. I've had a big think about what didn't work out in the challenge and what did. And I think for me, genuinely, a lot of what went really well was everything but the working out. And also, I will admit, the kind of drinking only on social occasions thing, it just happened there was a lot of social occasions. I've been drinking quite a lot. I say a lot, and that's relative to me. I don't really drink that much, so I've been out at the pub like a lot on the weekdays, that kind of thing. Just not big events, but just hanging out with my friends. I thought we could redo the day one vlog together of the 75 hard. I'm really determined to see the rest of the year out on a really positive note, like mentally, physically, spiritually. I keep seeing all this like winter arc talk, which, if you don't know, is like the notion that you get hotter and even better and like self-improvement over the winter, so then you pop out in the spring, summer, and you're like, yep, I'm that girl, rather than like having the rush at the start of the spring, or, you know, starting your self-improvement journey on January the 1st, which I've spoken about before. Actually, I did a previous video on this, that I think spring is the natural new year for people, because winter is historically a time of like preservation and rest and reaping. No, sowing. We sow in winter, we don't reap. Whereas spring is bountiful, you know, things are starting to bloom, things are starting to like unfurl, spring forward, blah, blah, blah. I decided I'm going to be in my winter arc, and I'm going to become hotter and more emotionally regulated than ever. I'm also on a week off this week, so I think while it's very easy to work out and eat healthy and like spend time cooking meals on the days that you are not working, I think it will be actually quite good for me to kind of start the motivation ball rolling. You know, it's about building momentum. I've also just come off the back of like a very heavy weekend of like partying and going out, so I think it's a really good point today to just start. Just feel fresh. I've like had a big shower. I've like put a teeny little bit of like no makeup on. I slept in, I had a coffee, and I'm gonna eat some lunch in a minute, because, you know, when you just feel absolutely like your shit's been rocked from the weekend. I wonder if I've been sat down talking for too long, and maybe if I should talk about my rules. Do you know what? I'm gonna whiz through my rules really quickly. So I went through my rules in the first part of this video, in the first attempt where I tried to do 75 soft, and I went through them in great depth. So I'm just gonna run through them really, really quickly. Most of them have stayed the same except for one. So I'm going to start with a changed one, and it's working out 4 days a week. Previously, this was working out 4 days a week for 45 minutes. This time, I think I'm going to do just getting a workout in, just moving my body 4 days a week. I don't know why I found this 45-minute thing a real like mental block last time I was working out. And I think it's because in my head, I had the intention to go to a lot of classes, which didn't happen in the end. I was just doing a lot of home workouts, but I found the idea of working out from home for 45 minutes really taxing. So a lot of the time for me, this included stretching, or just like going and walking on the treadmill at the gym, yoga workouts. I'm working on my flexibility a lot. But I think as long as I can just move my body, especially now I'm in a new job where I'm very, very sedentary compared to how I used to be. I don't walk to work anymore. I barely even get like fucking 2,000 steps in a day. I think just attempting to move my body 4 days a week in a way that feels good, that I can consider a workout, that's my main starting point. The big thing I need to do is start on a Monday, because previously I was leaving it and I would be like, oh yeah, I don't need to work out on Monday, Tuesday, and then I have to work out like 4 days in a row. And that obviously is just really tiring on my body, especially when I'm getting used into working out. This all sounds like really lame, and I know like some people like work out so much, and well done, I'm really proud of you. I used to work out like 5 days a week. I was a gym bunny, And yeah, I'm just adjusting to a new phase in my life. For me, it's not weight related. It is really just about like being healthy and my body not hurting and having good mobility and being able to walk up a stair when I'm 70. The rest of the rules I really don't think have changed. So it's drinking 2 litres of water a day, which I was okay at. I wasn't great at it, to be honest. Reading 20 pages every day, which easy, cleared. I can do that fine with my eyes shut. 80-20 food split. So 80-20 healthy versus unhealthy. I don't really like saying healthy versus unhealthy, but making healthier choices 80% of the time. So not being restrictive on my food. You know me, I have like a really healthy relationship with food. None of this will ever be kind of like maliciously intended, as I know a lot of kind of diet and self-improvement content is online. Making healthier choices for me looks like more home cooking, more water, less kind of fizzy drinks, because I really like fizzy drinks. Less eating really late at night, because I tend to do that, make like a fucking full sweet treat right before bed. Next one was only drinking on social occasions. It turned out I had a lot of social occasions during October, but I think moving forward I'm just going to be a bit more mindful about like spontaneous trips to the pub, opting for non-alcoholic options where I can, kind of only saving going out for drinks with friends on the weekend, making it a little bit more intentional, I think. The last one was working towards a 10 p.m. bedtime on working days, which to be honest I was pretty good at. I wasn't doing too much staying up late. I'm a big sleeper and unfortunately end up going to bed quite late a lot of the time because I'm reading, etc, and I wake up feeling really tired, and as a result like more not well within my body, like the more tired I am. So yeah, working towards that 10 p.m. bedtime. I'm thinking as well less of a set rule, but something I really used to be good at was journaling, and I haven't fucking journaled in like easily over a year, I think, consistently. And I noticed in the last iteration of the challenge that I was doing recently, like I said earlier, I had a lot of self-limiting beliefs and a lot of like mental blocks that I needed to work through. And I don't know why I didn't, but there was so many times where I was like, you know what would be really good right now is to write about this and to journal about this. And I just neglected to pick up my journal. So I think I'm going to kick that off today with doing a little bit of journaling. I just don't know. I really neglect journaling, and then I am always really surprised at how good it makes me feel. And I always say I want it to be a part of my life and a part of my practice. And in my head, like the most idealized version of me journals every day. And that is such an easy step to take. Like it's easy to make time for journaling, and I just don't do it. So we're gonna start that today. Maybe I won't journal every day moving forward, but one time is better than no times. I'm working out this afternoon, so I need to fuel my body. I haven't had lunch yet, so I'm gonna start by making that now, and I'll show you what I've got. I realised what I should have done was taken you on like a healthy food shop with me, but I did my food shop yesterday and completely forgot about it, and like forgot to film like a haul video and show you what I got. It's a bit different as well because where I'm off this week, I'm not like meal planning as much, and I haven't meal planned like my lunches and things like that because I'm just gonna be at home more to ad hoc make stuff. As it's my week off, my sole intention is literally just to film, to work, and to be comfy and cozy in bed. So I'll show you a little bit of like what I got and what's in my fridge and everything, and what I'm planning for like snacks and lunches and dinners this week, just roughly. Eggs avo, that's just like the main bulk of my lunches this week. I decided to get the finest ones because I thought it would be a nice treat, and they looked really good. They're like quite big gem avocados. Fridge is always really chaotic, but I got quite a lot of fruit and veg this week. So dill, chestnut mushrooms, I'm really enjoying mushrooms on toast. I got some natural yogurts and then some coconut collab. Wouldn't be a shop if I didn't buy sweet kale mackerel. I love this in the evenings. It's just like a really good source of protein. I just have this in like a bowl, you know, like a veg mackerel greens grains bowl type thing. I got kale because I like to roast it off in the oven and make it really crispy. I got a leek. So one thing I really love at the moment is I've been making this like butterbean leek miso like pan fried deliciousness, and I've been topping up with like a miso broth to make it a bit more soupy, putting fresh dill, and you can put pesto and stuff like that on top. So that's basically all my meals this week because it's really easy to meal prep, and it's like really full of protein and fibre, and it's just really cozy and warming as well. We've always got loads of store cupboard in, so just like tuna, loads and loads of beans. I always have like tinned sardines for my lazy meal, chia seeds in. I will say this looks a bit like almond daughter vibes, but I eat quite a lot of whole foods anyway. I'm gonna have some eggs now with some toast. I'm like really hungry all of a sudden. Right, here we go. I am not that arsed about multiple different things on my plate because I know this will squick some people out, but I've got kale, I've got mushrooms on toast with an egg on top, crispy chili oil. I had a few like pieces of mackerel left, so I've just chucked them on the toast. A kiwi that was going to go off, and some blueberries which are also going to go off. A bit unnerving probably for some people to have like the savoury and the sweet on the same plate, but I like really just don't care. It really doesn't bother me because I'm all eating it anyway, if that makes sense. That was gorgeous. That was yummy. Felt like a healthy choice. I realised I literally haven't drank any water today. I've only drank coffee. So I'm gonna get on my chugging water because it's like the middle of the day. I am gonna go to the gym today. It's literally like pouring with rain though. So I'm gonna go with Doug when he finishes work. I am gonna try film in the gym a little bit, but it's gonna be like 5:30 when he gets there. So it's probably gonna be really, really busy for me to film. I'm gonna do like a quick whiz around, tidy of the flat, and then I'm gonna do some journaling, I think. Last time I journaled. I'll actually never read any of this back. April this year. I said it was a year, but it was April this year. I signed off my last journal entry with hopefully see you tomorrow. So I have a rule, I don't like read back any of my journal entries. I don't know if I ever will. I will glance at them sometimes, but like I just try not to. I usually write about 3 pages, stream of consciousness, takes me about half an hour. And I don't really tend to do like prompts or anything unless I feel really, really called to do them, but I don't. So I just do like a stream of consciousness, whatever's on my mind. It doesn't need to be performative. It doesn't need to be like making sense. It just needs to be a flow. I think it feels unnatural at first because there is something about diary writing that I think feels a little bit performative. Most people at first will find that they are writing for a person or writing with the intention that their diary will be read and discovered, and you kind of write it from an angle that feels like jovial or funny, or like what will the person reading this think of. A lot of diaries throughout history have been published posthumously, so kind of it was never the writer's intention for it to be discovered, and a lot of them have been like moving works of art. So lots of people, I guess, myself included, might feel like they need this to be a moving work of art. A lot of people have got like trust issues with diaries, especially if they don't live alone with like partners or parents reading it, and I know that can be like a huge breach of trust, like my worst nightmare. So I think it is a hard kind of like mental thing to move past, and that you are just writing for yourself. But yeah, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna write 3 pages. It's 2:30 already. How is it 2:30 already? It's gonna feel a bit stiff, I think, because I haven't done it in a few months. I was surprised that I've written this year. I don't remember it, but probably just gonna be a catch up, to be honest, because so much has changed since I last wrote in it. I don't like this pen. I don't like a biro because I press too hard and it hurts my hand, and I prefer free-flowing ink for diary writing. I love biro every single other day, but free-flowing ink just means I can write really lightly and not hurt my hand, so back into it. Right, so my journaling is all done. Felt really good, you know, like I was worried that I would feel a bit, I guess like confronted. Sounds really silly to say like confronted. I used to exclusively journal in the morning because I found that if I journaled in the afternoon or the evening, I would get like really worked up. You know, when you just end up like making yourself angry or like upsetting yourself. So I usually like to journal first thing in the morning so that I don't do as much stewing on what I've written. But no, that felt really productive. That felt really good. My hand kind of hurt because I haven't written that length in ages. I'm not gonna lie, I did just have a sip for a bit, but I think I'm gonna do some editing. A huge part of this like winter arc, like 75 soft, I guess, like for lack of a better phrase, self-improvement journey that I'm going on is becoming really consistent with like work that needs to be done and what I know I need to do. I've spoken about this before, but I think I like really now more than ever feel motivated, and I'm realizing that I need to create more than I consume to like get to the places I want to go, to put out the content I want to put out. That's how all the best people do it. That's how all the people I kind of find aspirational do it. What I referenced at the start of the video, like when I wasn't feeling very good and was like having a bit of a rough period like mentally, I was just on my fucking phone 24/7, like not even in an intentional way, a productive way, in like a doom scroll way, in a way that's like designed to numb my thoughts and in a way that was like, you know, when you just keep scrolling even though you don't want to, like you're not getting anything from it, you're not watching anything funny, you're not like using the time on social media intentionally, you find it's becoming like a comparison thing rather than like an aspirational thing. And I'm very, 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 very big on only following people that make me feel good, only consuming content that I like to consume. And yeah, I just got into like a big doom scrolling thing. So I think I'm gonna make a little snack and then I'm gonna sit down and do some editing because I have some time, you know? Like I was just sat there kind of bored. I was like on my phone. I was like, why don't I do some editing? I've got some TikToks to edit. I'm gonna plan out my filming for the week. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm off for the week and I want to use this opportunity to like get a backlog of YouTube and TikTok filmed, hopefully edited. Do like a nice mix of relaxing too, don't worry, I'm gonna take some time off. It's so fucking cold today. I've got my little hot water bottle and I've got my pillow and I've got my blanket and I'm about to get so comfy on the sofa to edit. I like to think this is like motivational content, self-improvement content, but like make it really, really cozy and cute. Oh, fuck yeah. I just don't think I'm ever gonna be like the glow up girls that I love to watch. This is actually a copy from the library that I'm due to take back. I posted this. Day one of the 75s off so far is looking pretty comfy cozy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not eating at home tonight, I'm eating at Doug's parents. We're going over there for dinner, so I'm not gonna record that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read my 10 pages now just because I'm so cold and I'm so comfy and I just did loads of editing. I think what I've really learned from this is that like being productive and self-improvement doesn't have to look a certain way. As much as I would like it to look a certain way for like aesthetic purposes, I guess, it's gonna look a certain way for me. Am I lying on the sofa comfy cozy at 4:30 on a Monday afternoon? Yes, but also have I tidied, eaten delicious food, nourished my body, journaled, showered, done my skincare, done my self-care, put some work in towards like my side hustle as it were? Yes, I have. Which to be honest is like more than I get done on most days. I did all of that stuff in moderation in what feels like a sustainable level, and I didn't have to get up at 5 AM to do it. I got out of bed at like 10:30. I'm slightly regretting the thought of working out at 5:30 because I just know the gym's gonna be crazy busy. But what I've decided I'm gonna do 15 to 20 minutes on the stairs machine, work up a sweat because it's been a while since I've done something like that. Then I'm going to do maybe like 20 minutes to half an hour of stretching and flexibility. I'm going to take my straps and my yoga blocks, just park up on a mat, get comfy. Anyway, I'm going to carry on reading my book just for half an hour, 40 minutes. I'm reading Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. Piranesi. It's like a Greek-ish fantasy fiction. I'm not very far in. I have really no idea what's going on, but I'm actually quite enjoying it so far. I'm 36% of the way in. So gonna go try and make a significant dent in that now. It's quite a short book. Right, it's time to go to the gym. Yuck. No, we're gonna have good vibes. We're gonna have good vibes for the first day. I'm actually gonna get changed because I don't want to wear these brown Adanola ones because it's really raining, and I know it's not a big deal to get dressed up for the gym. I'm not, but I just want to get changed into black leggings. Black Gymshark leggings and my white Gilly Hicks top. I'll show you in a sec. It's like getting so dark so quick in the evenings now, but this is what I'm wearing. It's my Gilly Hicks top, which I love and I need more colours of, and then my Gymshark leggings, which I also love, and I feel like one pair is enough. I'm gonna wear a hoodie over this to start my workout in and a big jacket because it is pouring with rain. I thought I'd do a little what's in my gym bag. It's not a whole lot, it's not that interesting, but in the name of 75 soft, why not? I'm still a little bit behind on drinking my water. I don't drink a lot when I work out either. Hairbrush, only because we're going straight to Doug's parents after the gym and my hair isn't like properly slicked back, it's literally just gelled down, so take that so I can afterwards. Yoga strap. I usually put my yoga blocks in this bag, both fit, but it's a very tight squeeze and I hate having like loads and loads of equipment at the gym, so I'm just gonna make do with what I can with a strap. So I do like one round of my stretching without the strap, and then the second round is stretching with the strap. Hand sanitizer, because the gym is gross. Padlock for my stuff. I usually carry my bag like with me and just make do, but I have to wear a raincoat today, so I'm just going to shove everything in a locker. And usually I'd give it to Doug, but then I have to go find him if I want something in my bag. XYZ. AirPods. I don't listen to music when I work out. I listen to an audiobook. I'm really like off music at the moment. That's such a weird thing to say. Like, it just doesn't feel very regular, but I just like don't really listen to that much music at the moment. When I do, it's like really sad, so it's not really working out music. And last but not least, lip balm, because I cannot go anywhere without a lip balm. When my lips get dry when I work out, it makes me seethe. So yeah, that's everything. And then I'll put my keys in there as well, my phone, which is on charge, and I'm gonna wear my Dunks. They're not very good working out trainers, but I think I've lost my gym trainers in the move. I don't know where they are, I literally cannot find them. So I'm only gonna be wearing them on the stairs machine, and then I'm just gonna take my trainers off to stretch. And I'll put a jumper on now as well.